far the symptoms that you're finding, the points of
Literally,
sort of the main points of it.
Yeah. So inside, under here, and to the back is wet. This under here, now you can put your hand there and it's dry. But when it gets wet and we get torrential, especially when we're driving on the motorway, by the time I got to Italy, I didn't realise. When I got out, I came down the next day and it was hot there, and I still felt the carpet was damp. And basically, when we were on holiday last summer, it rained half the way in Italy all through the summer, all through the days we were there. And it just kept holding water. I kept coming out to try and find it. Someone told me there are plugs underneath that you do whatever. I couldn't find anything. One guy said to me, because there was something they wanted, they said you can, on some cars, you can unclip that whole front, the grid at the front, and see where the pipes are and if they're blocked. But apparently on this one you can't. It's not as easy.
No, that's fun.
Some guys had to go with a jet wash in the tubes because he said maybe they're blocked. And I thought he fixed it, but then boom, it started again.
So have you
noticed
noticed
it's been going intermittently?
You notice it only seems to be sort of driver's side, or?
Oh yeah, so far I've only noticed the driver's side.
Okay, so nowhere else, sort of boot area, nothing like that?
Just no, towards the back as well, I think it got a bit down, but the front, the driver's side is where it's worse. And on the first time it ever happened on the motorway, it felt there were like splashes here. I saw like marks, like water marks, you know. So I don't know whether it was coming from anywhere there or whether that was just incidental, but it only happened the first time. Ever since then, and I just used that little hole just to lift up the carpet and put, and the foam rubber, foaming underneath is so stupid when it gets wet. That absorbs like in that case.
What
they did do, I went to 2 or 3 garages locally. They don't want to touch it. But the guy said, look, what I will do, and I didn't. He said, you know, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but he said to me, we're going to put 4 little drill holes just on each side, just to give it a chance for some water to disappear. Because he said if it holds all that water, and you're not going to get it fixed out.
So whereabouts has he drilled?
I'm not sure, because the car was in for service. So he said to me, I'm not going to start getting involved in that, because sometimes it's never ending if you do that, and we haven't got the time. So but
said, they have drilled some drainage holes.
And that seemed to help, that they weren't retaining as much water.
Whether
that's compromised the car or the paint.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look at it and see what they've done.
Once you find them, you tell me whether they need filling or we leave them there or what.
No, that's absolutely fine. Okay, got Vauxhall Zafira in today for a water leak. Customer was finding water around the driver's footwell area. As you can see, we've lifted up a little bit just to help us with our testing. We can obviously see inside you've got all the pockets of water. All of this underlay is completely saturated. All of this foam is completely sodden. So obviously very important to get it all dried out properly. We need to get that done because obviously you can start to get mould and mildew growing in the car if you've got all that moisture. And obviously you've got all these electrical components and things like that that obviously is going to be no good sat in water. Obviously the front of it is all very wet. And if we come to the driver's rear, and I'll just put this moisture tester down and turn that on, you can see straight away that is straight away picking up a lot of moisture, so that would suggest that that leak has over time spread and basically that foam has sucked all the water along. So what we'll do, lift the seats out, strip out some more of the trim and everything like that, lift all the carpet completely, suck out as much of the water from that underlay so it doesn't take quite as long to dry, and then put it through our drying machine. Once we've done that, obviously we can look at the repair. Overall the car's not in particularly bad condition at all, which is good. Just a couple of little bits which I will show you now. Okay, so now if we come to the inside, my colleague's got the twisted camera and that's going up to the back side of this boot just here. So if I go around here and pour some water in roughly the right place, and we can see almost straight away it begins to drip through. So obviously that's quite a heavy leak, and that's leaking directly into the car area, obviously where you were getting that wet footwell itself. So that is what looks like potentially one of the main points in there. And my colleague's just popping that up there. We can see just on here some of the underlay looks like it's been previously ripped as well when it's all been relayed, so I'm not sure whether or not that was when it's been taken apart for part of the repair or what. But yeah, so that looks like where your main point of water ingress is. You've also got this little grommet dot which is starting to slide around and move a little bit. You can see that, so we'll obviously quote to take that all off, clean up that area and get that bonded in as well. And obviously we can see that puddle of water starting to appear just in your footwell there. So what we'll do, we'll put all of that on an estimate for you, as well as obviously drying and everything like that, and we'll go from there.
So just a quick update on the Vauxhall Zafira. You can see we've got the carpet all suspended in the air. It's just dripping out at the moment, but I mean, take a look. Oh, you can feel it. It feels absolutely soaked. Oh yeah, especially this front bit here. So the majority of water is draining out right now. We're going to get our water vac in there. So, look. You can see that water dripping there when you put some pressure on it. But yeah, so this one's coming together quite nicely. We're going to get a water vac in here, and then we'll get our dry machines in there. So yeah, just a quick update.
Okie dokie, just a quick update video for you. Obviously we've got all of our dry machines in the vehicle at the moment. You can see all the pipe work and everything like that. The boot itself has all been resealed though, and under testing that is no longer leaking. So we've just got to do this little grommet there, but apart from that it is all going along nicely.
So as you can see, we've got the Vauxhall Zafira just under our rain arch right now. Obviously it's simulating heavy downpour. But yeah, so we do a nice courtesy clean and we've even given the rims a bit of a clean, as you can see. So yeah, just last final bit of testing right now, and then what we do is we get all dried and go over our fixes.
Okay, just the end video on the Vauxhall Zafira that we had in for a water leak. Customers finding a lot of water in the footwells. So on the passenger side, we resealed that grommet there, as that was an area that we know that they suffer from. And on the driver's side, if I come around here, same again, that's been sealed. And the main area here, which was this rubber boot that was all loose and leaking, that has all been sealed up now. Car's gone under our rain arch check, it's been all tested up, and we've left it out in the rain over the weekend as well. It's all stayed nice and dry, so we're happy with that. Paperwork is all done, so the car is ready to come and collect now. We say it normally needs to go through its real world environment testing. By that we basically mean drive it as normal, park it as normal, do everything you normally would, and just keep an eye on those areas that you were suffering from before. So areas obviously like that, driver's footwell, keep an eye on it. We normally say the first three heavy downpours, just to go out afterwards, stick your hand in that, you know, that access area, and make sure that we're all good. But yeah, apart from that, car is all ready to come and collect.
Amazing.